Hillary Clinton being announced by Comey that the FBI is not going to recommend prosecution. Now you're going to see a run, a mad run to the finish line where the globalists are going to try to take over power completely so that they can say the Brexit vote, well, we're just going to ignore it. We're going to slow it down.
So they're trying to sew it up.
Let's slow it up. We're not going to pull out right away. And then they cause a massive international crisis where, out of fear, Great Britain says, oh, we better rejoin the EU. We better come on back. We don't want to destroy anything. This is the setup to push the United States. And Hillary's the plan. The Bilderberger globalist plan is to do the Trans-Pacific Partnership, the Transatlantic Investment Partnership. This puts us into a global economic one world order that is the prelude to what we're seeing now in the EU, where the EU is finally saying openly that they meant empire. They're going to have their own army. They're going to destroy the individual countries' legislatures. Italy is going to do what the EU wants it to do. That's always been the plan. It's been a lie from the very beginning.
That's right. They now admit, oh, we're just going to dissolve your military and we'll have an EU military and you can't leave. Open declaration of Hitlerian invasion or communist-style, Soviet takeover. I mean, this is classic, and they're doing it so nakedly, I guess because they're in power, and it's the same thing, that will to power historically. Let me ask you this. You mentioned the Bilderberg Group. They had the professor there that invented the term, the precariat, where, oh, we've made everyone precarious to control them. Now let's put everyone on a monthly stipend so everyone's on welfare, so everyone's dependent. Well, we've always known that's the plan with welfare and Cloward and Piven. But as you said, they now came out last week and said, we are an empire. We are totalitarian, we are technocratic, we will take over your military, and we are going to make it where the money you get every month is controlled by us. I mean, that is a nightmare scenario, but it's coming from them. You would write books, I would write articles, exposing these statements to say, look, this is horrible. Instead, they've got the political calculus, Dr. Jerome Corsi, of just throwing it in our face. What's the thinking there?
Well, I mean, again, I think they're going to run to the finish line naked. They don't care. The things that we were, branded conspiracy theorists and ridiculed by the globalists, now they're publishing openly. The EU has declared it wants to be an empire. And look, this all fits together. The same day, you've got Hillary's not going to be prosecuted. The FBI caves in, admits she broke laws, but who cares? You've got the House going to vote, the House Democrats pushing again for gun control. They're not going to give up pushing for the guns. Freedom by freedom here. So, the elite don't have to face law the way we have to face law. Hillary, she did all these things. She lied. Well, there were classified documents. She lied. She, knew that the documents were classified. They were marked, actually. But that's okay. Don't worry about it because, we can't prove intent. Well, of course you can prove intent. You proved intent on Petraeus for far lesser crimes. She went to great pains to set up this separate email system, and she did it for a reason. The reason she did it was to evade all the government scrutiny, the FOIA requests, and to be able to pad her personal piggy bank with the Clinton Foundation, with all kinds of emails shared between the State Department and the Clinton Foundation, where they could cash in on her various decisions, selling State Department decisions. And of course, all this is just going to be excused. And we're going to be told, by the officials that are there, that, this is not we can't prosecute for this. Yes, all these crimes were committed, but we can't prosecute for this. Well, that's totalitarianism. That's the double standard. That's the elite. She's already been crowned part of the elite. She's already been declared president by the Bilderberger Group. Now they're just going to play the show out, the drama. We have the Comey press conference. And now we've got the Clinton appearance with Obama and Air Force One, which, by the way, who paid for? Taxpayers. So here we get this coming on. And now we've got Obama, kissy-kissy with Hillary. And she's going to be promoted as innocent, just pursued by the right wing, while she pushes the global agenda, trade agreements. People don't realize that John Kerry signed the UN's gun declaration while all this was going on. The U.S. Trade Ambassador Froman declared that they were going to pass TP in the lame duck session. the lame duck session when, in between the election and the new Congress coming in. The elite don't give up. And this is the elite today think they've won a victory. Now, where the American people vote, and if the American people start listening and waking up and understanding that, Donald Trump, imperfect though he may be, is the only one who's going to call this without worrying about political correctness. That's just another standard, so none of us tell the truth.
I agree with you. And by the way, I think they've miscalculated. I think they're rushing the finish line out of concern. And I think the fact that this isn't a regular cycle where you've got some milquetoast Republican that's going to lay down. His greatest attribute is he's brazen and brave, and you know him well. He's committed to what he's doing, and so that's got to really worry Hillary when he gets into debates with her and starts bringing all this up, because they're hoping to keep this from her constituents. But as more of this comes out, I expect that 20-30% that doesn't vote, a big percentage to switch to Trump. So, A, what do you think Trump should do? How do you think Hillary will strike back? And do you expect them to try to steal the election?
They're going to try to steal the election, no question. They're going to do voter fraud. They're going to do everything they can. Trump is the real deal. I've known Trump a long time. He is the real deal. And he is going to say these are criminals, and that they are criminals who think they're above the law. And if you allow them, they're now, as demonstrated here with the FBI, they're going to rig the law in their favor. They're going to run the foundation to make billions for themselves, sending defective drugs to AIDS victims in Africa, stealing hundreds of millions of dollars from the UnitAid Fund through the UN, filing fraudulent financial statements for their foundations. I mean, this is the real crime. This is the real stealing. These are two grifters, Bill and Hillary Clinton. They have a trail behind them that stinks to high heaven of criminal activity and getting away with it. No, I didn't really have sex with that woman. No, I didn't really violate any laws with my emails. Well, I didn't really benefit myself all that much from the Clinton Foundation. All lies. And this is the beginning. The American people don't understand. Go with Donald Trump, saying that she's crooked, the system is rigged, it's time to stop it. Thomas Jefferson was right. Every now and then, the elite just need to be thrown out. And this is a time when if the elite win now, there won't be a reversal of their control, domination, and push to totalitarianism.
And we're not being rhetorical here. We're not, engaging in rhetoric. We're not hyping this. This is cut and dry what we're facing. And I think people in the government, corporations, just the general public has to all start resisting every way they can and withdrawing our consent from this illegitimate federal government that has become a criminal-occupied system, Dr. Corsi. I think that's all we can do and start really moving towards some type of emergency plan to deal with the central government, because clearly they're gearing up for civil unrest while they create an atmosphere that helps it take place, while they radicalize all these leftist groups to target local government. I mean, you look at this, it looks like a communist destabilization plan. I know it's not communist, but it's offshore elites like Soros using a classical destabilization plan.
Well, I never thought I'd live in a country where the government had gone so far to the totalitarian left, using the IRS politically to punish conservatives, defining as criminal expression which should be allowed under the First Amendment to be an objector to the whole science and climate change. And by the way, the last thing they'll do right now, gun push is going to intensify to get our guns away. That's the next thing you can expect.
All right, Partners in Crime, the book, WorldNet Daily Books, WND.com. Come back soon to talk about their next push, Dr. Corsi. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Alex. Great pleasure to be with you.
Thank you. Very dark times, folks. Very dark times. All right, we are going to be going to your phone calls with Brady and Denise and Sergeant, as well as Vincent, Shane, and others in the next half hour. It's a roundtable discussion. We have a little bit of the next hour. Then Roger Stone's going to be joining us. We're going to have Jakari Jackson, David Knight, Leanne McAdoo, and myself. And that's the reason we have 3 studios, really, in here that we can go live from now, because we have so many great crew members and reporters that, just like Fox News or CNN or whatever, We've got our desk in there. They can get ready in another room. We can cut to them with breaking news, breaking analysis. We can cut to the other newsrooms. And we're hiring a couple more reporters, camera people, and writers right now as we tweak things to be able to really try to be able to cover world events, send reporters around the country and around the planet to really give you first looks and unfiltered analysis and live feeds, whether it be the Davos meeting or Bilderberg or the Republican DNC and RNCs that are coming up. And that's why it's more important than ever that you financially support InfoWars. We have the Hillary for Prison shirts for $19.95. All the profit of this next run of shirts right through to the RNC and DNC is going towards 4 flights a day, 2 days at the RNC, 2 days at the DNC, $35,000. It's $30,000 for the flights, $5,000 for the banners. We're going to have 2 different banners. And so these are giant banners, not just the regular size, the big, huge ones that say Hillary for President, Infowars.com. Because, look, we're going to get justice in the court of public opinion regardless of what the compromised, corrupt FBI leadership does or others. We know crimes when they're openly committed. Also, we're extending the 4th of July Independence Sale right through this week, but then it will end because we're not allowed to do that anymore with our water filter suppliers or with the storable food suppliers because this is the lowest you'll find anywhere. 20 to 40% off storable foods that are already at the lowest price anywhere, powered by My Patriot Supply. It's InfoWars Select by private labeling. We can go even lower. That is the best deal you'll find anywhere. Also, 20% off Alexa Pure water filters, also off their air purifiers and Survival Shield Nascent Iodine X2. And there's also some other items on the site that are 20 to 40% off. Take advantage of the Independence Day sale. You do not want to be not self-sufficient. You do not want to be dependent on the globalists. You want to be independent. And the best thing we can do is pull out of the system more and more and be self-sufficient. So whether it's non-GMO heirloom seeds or the nutraceuticals at InfoWarsLife.com, it is now time to take action. And to be specific, InfoWarsStore.com is the umbrella site. InfoWarsLife.com is the sub-site where you find the nutraceuticals. Just like InfoWarsSelect.com takes you right to the storable foods. It's just kind of like a bookmarker to go right to the subpage. But InfoWarsStore.com, you can find it all right there. Or simply call toll-free 888-253-3139, 888-253-3139. And whether it's Vitamin Mineral Fusion or Living Defense or Secret 12 or Brain Force or the joint and bone formulas or Anthroplex or Silver Bullet or Knockout Sleep Aid, all of these are amazing products and are of the highest quality. That is our guarantee to you, to only produce and sell products that we ourselves use and our families use, and from our research are the very best and the cleanest out there. Now, shifting gears to our roundtable discussion and your phone calls. I detest Hillary Clinton, not because she's a woman, but because she's a monstrous creature that gets hundreds of millions of dollars, $100 million alone from the Saudis, who are the most oppressive people and the most anti-liberal people in the world. And only by being a so-called liberal can she have the cover. If Donald Trump was taking hundreds of millions of dollars from Gulf state dictators, where women are executed if they're caught, having sex outside of marriage or whatever, or gays, it's just insane. And then to see her get all this cover and the leftists make jokes, it's sick. And then her crimes on all of the different things she's done, it makes my head spin. So I want to go through the response, what Leanne McAdoo felt and saw today as a journalist when she saw this unfold, then Jakari and David Knight, and then we'll also talk to the callers. And then I want to ask our roundtable, where do you think this is going next? Because I have never, in the last few years, had a sense of dread building up like I do now, and my gut's never wrong. And now it's gone from dread to just full-on, I mean, I just want her out of my life. It's like a bad neighbor or a bad boss or a bad employee or a bad cousin or a bad, relative, whatever it is. You can get them out of your life. You can stop associating with them. They're called stalkers if they won't get out of your life. But I really have a visceral bad feeling when I look at Hillary Clinton because it's everything that's wrong with the world. Leanne McAdoo.
I agree with you. I was filled with dread, anger. She disgusts me. To me, she is like an oozing pustule, like a seeping bed sore and someone needs to flip her over. I mean, she's so disgusting. She's decaying, and that's what she wants to do to this country. And the fact that the FBI director, the things that he said, he